Mamps.
What up, Don? What is happening?
That is happening. It's all happening.
All happening,
Life
man.
is happening. They're watching us.
We're watching them. No, NSA's watching us.
Everyone's watching us.
Everyone's watching.
Well, we hope we're watching us. And we thanks for watching because you like what we do.
Yeah.
We plan to get better.
We got people watching all our reviews and everyone's enjoying it. That's always good.
And we're going to keep this conversational. We're going to be doing more reviews in future as well for specific things.
Yeah.
That's coming. But now you know what, Paul? I want to talk about old shit.
Old shit.
Because you know the saying, old is gold.
It is.
Oh, why are people always they're so focused on what's coming out now and
new technology.
It's like they're overlooking the classics. I mean, we all started from somewhere, and I've seen some good shit that's old. And I just want to be clear, when we say old, let me put the distinction down. Put it down. We're talking about, let's say 80s pre.
Yeah, the pre-80s.
Pre-80s, because everyone knows the 80s and the 90s. So we're going before the 80s.
Yeah. And
we're calling that old. So we've seen some classics. You've been on a particular journey.
I've been on I would say a black and white binge, or just an old movie binge, really. So
we both got things we want to talk about, but you were the one that started this thing. You and the help of your little Facebook buddies.
Yeah. So I kind of went on Facebook and said, hey, guys, do you know any good black and white film noir movies?
Yeah.
Because, as I said, as we mentioned in the previous podcast, I really got into Double Indemnity. I really liked that movie. I really liked Edward Robinson, who was just a fantastic actor back in the classic times of all of the gangster movies and all that. So I recently watched, not recently, like last week or the week before, I watched the Humphrey Bogart classic called The Treasure of Sierra Madre, directed by John Huston. Oh my God, what a movie. It's a movie about greed and paranoia, about these three prospectors trying to find gold in the mountains in the middle of the Mexican Civil War. What a movie. What's a great acting by old Humphrey Bogart. Great acting. Probably one of the best I've seen. And just his acting of great paranoia and just madness is brilliant.
It still holds up to today.
Yeah, you can watch it today. It still holds up. There's nothing. It doesn't seem dated because it's black and white. It doesn't seem dated, and the acting's great. And it's got the great line, "Badges, we don't need no stinking badges." Which I still sit there going like, that's where it's from. Brilliant. Okay. I now know where it is.
Oh, you know what? We'll do a little back and forth.
Yeah.
You've got more than me, but I'm gonna go with a classic. I mean, when I was going back in the old movies, I like doing this whole thing of looking up lists of movies you must see before you die. Movies that you must see, And one movie that I never watched till last year, and I know, however lame it may seem, was 12 Angry Men.
There's nothing lame about watching 12 Angry Men late or whenever, because I watched it a couple of years ago, and please, carry on.
12 Angry Men, it's about like this jury that have to decide on a case of a murder of this young teen.
Yeah.
And it's you're in the room where they're deliberating and they're talking about the case, and it's how the tide turns from one verdict to the next, and how it's such an old movie, but it still rings true to today how these things go, and how if you don't look at things through jaded eyes, if you need to look at the big picture and be honest, and I don't want to get into too much spoilers. Things do change. But it's just nice how things flip.
It's one of those things, like, if you ever have jury duty, you do sit there going like, well, I wish I had a 12 Angry Men issue, kind of, like that kind of thing, because you do sit there going like, I do want to be involved in something where I can change the verdict, or I can persuade other people. And that's how watching this movie is one of those things where it's like, wow, this is just, it's an amazing array of stars. I can't think on top of my head.
Neither can I.
My next movie that I saw was Roman Holiday. Oh my God, a classic black and white romantic comedy filmed in Italy, starring Gregory Peck and the beautiful, the outstanding Audrey Hepburn. I don't think both nowadays and previous, there's not been another beautiful actress than Audrey Hepburn. And the story is very simple. A princess is doing her round, meeting dignitaries around Europe, and she says, I've had enough of this. I really just want to... She lands in Europe. She said, I've had enough of this. I just want to see... I want to just get out of my aristocracy and just kind of just see Rome. She then kind of meets up or meet cute with with Gregory Peck, who is a reporter, news reporter. Now Gregory Peck kind of knows that she's a princess, but he doesn't let on, and she doesn't let on that she's the princess. She just says she's like a student.
What is this, a comedy or?
It's a comedy, and it's so beautifully done, and and it's so quaint, and it's so classically good that I sit there like, because the whole concept is like, okay, they get on to some shenanigans. There's some kind of like loads of photos have been taken because Gregory Peck goes, oh, she's the princess, and oh, I can get some juicy stories out of this, and everything, and I can get my friend who can take some juicy pictures out of this, and you're sitting there going like, oh, so obviously it's going to end, and they're going to get some juicy pictures, and it's going to be printed everywhere, but no, but I'm not going to spoil it. But as I said, do watch it. It's really, really good, and it's so quaint. You're just thinking like, those are the good old days.
I'm going to be a bit of a hater,
Haters are gonna hate.
Now, old is gold, and this is a perfect example. Now, recently, this movie came out as The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yes, Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, and it was starring an actor, director that I actually respect. Good comedian.
Yeah.
Good director. He made another movie I put on the screen. I don't know if it's called Fish Tank or something. Some movie set in Ireland or something. Really good that he directed.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay. Ben Stiller, that's the guy. That's the guy we're talking about.
Ben Stiller. I almost forgot his name.
He's that good, we forgot his name.
Yeah. Ben Stiller directed and is the main actor in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. The movie is like a vlog, a high-class vlog. In the movie, he works in the photography section of an advertising company, and he loses a picture, and he needs to find the pictures and he goes on this adventure to find a photographer that took the picture, sent it to him, blah, 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 blah. But the movie, it's meant, when you see the trailer, he goes into his own imagination, and the way the trailer's cut, it looks so amazing. First he's here and he jumps off a cliff and he jumps off a bridge and he's in different countries and all that. When you watch the movie, there's no emotion, there's no feeling. And the reason why I said I'm hating on this movie is because it's a remake of an original that was made in the early, 60s?
No, early 40s.
Early 40s,
yeah,
okay.
And I think around about the 40s, and it stars a very, very talented actor called Danny Kaye.
After I watched this remake, I said I have to watch the original.
Actually, I think I told you.
You were the one that told me.
Because you said, I'm watching Walter Mitty, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller. I was like, dude, you don't need to watch that. Watch the original, man. That's a classic.
I watched the original, and honestly, it was a lot better in terms of consistency and in terms of it being just a better movie on a whole, it did what it did, and it made more sense. The thing I didn't like about the Ben Stiller one was that it felt very off balance. The comedy wasn't there. You didn't care for this character. And honestly, his daydreaming, using the whole high-tech cinematography to make it, honestly, it just felt so superficial and forced that I was very disappointed. And anyway, the movie generally has not got very good reception. It didn't do very well. It was basically a flop.
Basically, once I heard that there was going to be a remake of Walter Mitty, I was just like, why? This is a classic, and it should be left alone.
Well, this is why you should.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason I was like, it's a classic, leave it alone.
The classic one was good, and I'm gonna cut it there. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend the new Walter Mitty. Honestly, it's like a high class vlog of someone. You see someone. I've seen better vlogs on YouTube than that movie. I'm sorry, Ben Stiller, but you dropped the ball.
The next movie I saw recently, I kind of watched in that, was Touch of Evil. The Orson Welles movie starring, obviously, Orson Welles.
So clever. Classic guy.
And Charlton Heston and Janet Leigh? Yeah, Janet Leigh, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? Great film noir. Basically, a bomb is set off and they're going to try to find who set off the bomb. However, and this is the one thing I need to say, because there's no way they can remake this now. Charlton Heston, a white guy, is playing a Mexican and is actually browned up in this black and white movie.
Oh, really? Brown face?
Brown face. Proper brown face. But doesn't put on the Mexican accent, thankfully, because he still sounds like Charlton Heston. It's good, but there's some caveats to this. It is a good movie. I will not deny that. It's a good movie. The first 20 minutes, the opening 10 minutes tracking shot is immense. It is absolutely just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, and I hate to say that because it involves a setting off of a bomb. But it is mind-blowing in itself because how it's done and everything else. But there are some caveats. Some of the supporting actors are dubious. Not dubious, are overacting. To a point where I'm just like, tone that down. And secondly...
Doesn't that work on the comedy level at all?
It's not a comedy. This isn't a comedy. This is more of a film noir drama. So the overacting is just like... Maybe they were just having some kind of lighter moments, but I'm just like... there shouldn't be any lighter moments. This is quite a serious matter.
But you would still recommend it?
Oh, yeah, I would recommend it. Don't get me wrong. It's just... There's some acting from some of the supporting actors. I'm just like, yeah, it's a bit over the top, to be honest. That's for me.
Well, I'm going to go on my last thing so we can wrap this up. Mampers, have you seen You Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan?
I have. I've seen some of it. My sister loves that movie, but I've seen some of it. So.
Hey, man, I love the Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan chemistry. I think they do have chemistry, even though they've both aged in interesting ways facially.
But he's aged good. She hasn't. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know what kind of image I'm putting on the screen right now, but hopefully I'm showing her in the best light possible. Because, she was American Sweetheart, right? That's what they used to call her.
She was cute.
Her and Julia Roberts were like American Sweethearts or whatever. You Got Mail was a remake of an older movie called Shop Around the Corner, which is a black and white movie. I can't remember the year right now, but I'm sure it's on the screen or something. But it was, I like both movies equally.
Okay. This
is one time where the remake was done well because when they remade You Got Mail, they made it more appropriate with the digital age taking over, with Tom Hanks owning, I think he's doing a digital bookstore or something.
He owns this massive big bookstore.
Oh, he has a massive chain.
Massive chain bookstore.
Like a Borders.
Like a Borders.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
What
was Borders?
That's even good. That's how far back in the future.
That's how far back. This is old.
Yeah.
But she owns like a really small kind of like independently owned kind of bookstore.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of like, they're against each other because he's the big man. But then they email each other and it's just, it's cute. It is a very cute.
The Shop Around the Corner, the original's very, obviously it's not the same dynamic at all. I think they both work in the same shop, him and this woman, and they both don't like each other. They're both good in their own respects, but actually, believe it or not, this is one time where I actually say You've Got Mail works a little bit better. Okay. One of the weird things about You've Got Mail is it actually stars Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, you might not remember. He's actually Tom Hanks' best friend. But Dave Chappelle actually, he plays it.
That's the weirdest concept.
I know.
It's so weird. It's just like, it doesn't make sense.
I know.
But, whatever.
He plays it cold serious.
Serious.
And he's good. It works. And it's a very small role, but it's like Dave Chappelle, before he blew up, but... Anyway,
So I'm still laughing at Dave Chappelle.
It's weird. And it's one of them times I had to go back and like, really? And I was like, shit, it was him. Yeah. You know what? Good movies, old as gold. I'm sure we're going to come back to this topic and just hit this down. But man, I love these old movies, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with black and white movies, old black and white movies. But you know what? Movies are movies. That's how it is.
Yeah. And people, if you got any recommendations for old movies you think we would like or we should watch or you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments below. Because we'd like to know. And I think
we'd like to expand our movie knowledge.
Always. We'll cut it there for now, but I think we'll be back with a little bit of a more extended discussion on the related topic.
Yep, definitely.